Hey everybody, and welcome back to some more SimCity, and going to be the final episode of SimCity. I've come to the decision, and we're going to talk about that as I kind of play a little bit, mess around with what I have, and kind of give you my final thoughts on the game. I think 6 parts is actually really good to get a good hold of how this game works, and honestly, what remains for me to do at this point is kind of get to the end game stuff. What is involved in the end game stuff? Well, right now it's a lot of waiting. It's a lot of reorganizing. I need to reorganize a little bit of the city, make sure everything's working optimally, and getting the money to kind of just purchase the big stuff, the big money makers, things like expansions to my police station, getting the upgrades to my government, allowing myself to get a college if that's what I wanted to get, and potentially going into here and buying stuff like the petroleum, where is it? The petroleum headquarters, which I need to do, you know, at some point, which I can pull off at some point. So that's kind of like the end game. So and I think that's kind of my problem actually with the game. So we'll give my final opinions on the game, then we'll play for a little bit, and we'll work on it. So my final opinion on the game is that it's good. It is a good game. It is not a good SimCity game, though. See, there's a big difference. The game is functional. It's a lot of fun. It's functional now, after all the debacle. But it's a functional game. It's a fun game. It's kind of got this cool, like, ant farm kind of feel to it, where you're just looking down across your city and kind of managing certain aspects of it, dealing with, like, the business and the commercial and the industrial. Very similar things you would do in SimCity, but it is not as in-depth or fine-tuned or big, which is the most important part, as the older SimCities. The stuff that, for lack of a better term, was better. For me, when I want to play SimCity, I want to play a deep, intricate city building kind of simulation. And for me, since SimCity 4, I wasn't able to really find that for a while. And unfortunately, this SimCity 5 or SimCity 5000, whatever you want to call it, unfortunately, is not that game. I found that game in Tropico 4 a long time ago. Tropico 4, if you haven't played it, is a phenomenal game. SimCity, on the other hand, this new one, is obviously kind of aimed at a more casual audience, and more importantly, is made to be played with other people. But it's weird because I feel like this is the opinion everybody has. It is a game that is made to be played with other people, but in such a way it hinders the gaming experience. The always online requirement, as people have found out, is literally, and if this thing doesn't outrage you, it outraged me, and it should outrage you, is literally 2 lines of code that can be taken out of the code and then can be played offline. You can't save the game because the game gets saved on their servers or whatever, but I'm sure that'll be fixed. But modders have already gone in and figured out with the removal of 2 lines of code, the game can be played offline just fine, which is kind of annoying. The game has been hindered and has been cramped down to such a small size and made so basic to fit the overall internet scheme that they've been going for the sake of what I'm assuming is anti-piracy DRM, which has already failed, mind you. Pirates will figure out a way and have already found a way to get the game working. So with that said, with that in mind, and with me saying it is not a good SimCity game, I can still say with the utmost confidence that it is still a good game. I have a lot of fun with it. It looks nice and clean and crisp. It's a lot of fun to kind of sit back here. I wish there was a little bit more to it, but it is still a fun game to play. And I will say, you know, if they had made the multiplayer an optional thing, I probably would have ended up playing with it anyway. But with the overall idea of multiplayer kind of being this necessary thing, I will say that I do actually enjoy the multiplayer aspect of the game. I actually am having fun with it. And for the final session here, we're going to go visit some of the player cities, check them out, and see what we think. So our immediate neighbors, let's take a look. We've got the Pit, and we've got the Hill of Cheese. Now let's take a look at, the Pit has been sending me, by the way, lots of criminals. So let's go check out the Pit and see why the Pit has lots of criminals. I had an arsonist come from the Pit and attack my city. A couple of criminals and whatnot have just been flooding their way over to my city for one reason or another, and I've been having to deal with that for a while. So the Pit has been causing me many issues. Here's the Pit, and this is okay. This is actually a good example of why I actually don't like the size of the game, because in this game, you can see he's got this big river running through it. What does that mean for him? Well, that means there's a lot of land he can't actually build on, so he's kind of relegated to this corner over here and this in here. And it seems like the Pit, for the most part, is a residential commercial area. with what? No industrial whatsoever, which we could probably have pulled off in our city at some point, which we might want to do. But it's big. It's got skyscrapers. It's nice. It's probably making a good chunk of money. People are protesting somewhere. Whoa. There they are. Let's see what they're protesting about. Let's see. Protesting. Who knows why? It won't tell me. So he's got a level 4 city hall, but he's got the skyscrapers, obviously. And it looks good. I actually like the way he laid out a city. It's very simple. I wish he had more land to play with, but unfortunately that's not possible. And it looks really, really solid. We can zoom in here and take a look at everything as it is. Really busy streets, which I like. It looks like my ambulance is swinging to the rescue right now. And he's got a nice little park in here. So it looks good. I like it. Very nice job, Shadows Lord. I like it a lot. It's got a cool little setup. A little bit basic because of the way the river runs through, but still very nice. Let's head out of here and see if we can go check out another city. So we have to go back to our city, then we have to go back to the region viewer mode, and then we can go back into the game. We'll grab a couple more cities, take a look at them, and then we'll say goodbye. My opinion on the game remains as it is. It's a good game, but it's not a good SimCity game. It is one that I would not hesitate to recommend for somebody who's looking for this kind of game, a city simulation game, but if they're asking for another SimCity, I know it's so weird to say that, but SimCity is not the game you're looking for. Be back in 30,000 years. Good to know. We've got Esmerilia. Let's take a look at somebody really far away, shall we? Try to get some good focus on what's this. Arg. We've got Konoxikawama. And then Less Than Hidden City. Let's go take a look at the Less Than Hidden City, who has quite a lot of residents, a little over 100,000. He's got me more than doubled. I just think the way I have my city laid out is completely inefficient, and to be honest with you, there's a good chance I'll probably tear most of it down and redesign it all at some point. But I did get the point across as to how the game plays. Look at this. And what is this over here? We take a look over here. Is that it does look like somebody, they were able to build a great work site. Look at this city. So Less Than Hidden City, doing much better than ours. Quite nicely. Let's take a look at their... so we've got industrial all along the top, followed by residential along the middle, and commercial around the outside. Really, really packed. Does he have commercial on the inside? He does have commercial on the inside. Really, really packed. Oh, there's a lot of fires going on. Holy crap. Wow, a lot of firemen. Oh, wow, he's got an abandoned building that's kind of on fire, which is kind of a problem. A lot of abandoned buildings over here he's going to have to take care of. What is this? Smelting factory. So he's an ore-focused city with a nuclear power plant. That's pretty awesome, though a little dangerous, I think. But overall, it looks good. It looks good. Again, I would like to. I bet you the city could be so much more magnificent if it was just a little bigger in size and scope. But overall, pretty nice. And that looks like it burned down. Let's see. So looking good. I think it looks awesome. This is kind of the setup that I would have liked to do, just a grid-based setup. But I tried to get fancy, and I ended up failing. So we'll swing out now again. See if we can get out of here and go. We'll take a look at one more city, maybe two if we have the time overall, and say goodbye. And I'm very excited because in a few days, BioShock Infinite is coming out, and in BioShock Infinite is going to be a playthrough on my channel. My first big AAA playthrough. I'm super excited for it. I cannot wait. So one more out here. And let's take a look. Who else do we want to go check out? We've got Arazamilia. We've got Eurasia. We've got the Pit. Go F yourself, the Pit. Guy, you've got criminals kind of attacking me. We got CLP. We should probably check out CLP. He's got it looking like a nice city over here. Let's go check out CLP. CLP, baby. He's got a lot of like lights shining, and I'm curious what kind of city he specialized in. So we had one that's a nuclear power plant, kind of specialization with ore. The other one just seemed to be a commercial residential zone with a boat center in the middle. But this guy, look at this. This guy's got a hell of a city. Look at this. This guy knows what he's doing. Nice stuff, man. You've got a great looking city. Holy crap. Skyscrapers. What is this? Votech, so they have no water, though. We had no water. We need water. So a technology-focused, it looks like, kind of city. Huge, huge, huge. Just take a look at the way he zoned it out, which is purely a very small pocket of industrial, followed by tons and tons of residential. Residential, industrial city only, it looks like. No commercial at all. Why? None. Weird. And yet they don't have a demand for it. Huh. Neat. Very cool. And over here he's got, oh, he's got a very small strip of commercial, which is not much. Man, Whiteburn is a hell of a city, man. Nice job. Nice job. Now imagine how great the city would be if it was 4 times the size. Ah, the potential. The potential that this game has squandered, in my opinion, is so sad. No water over here, so he's kind of out of water. Nice crow noises. Good to know, good to know. He's losing a lot of money per hour right now, though. I wonder why. He hasn't visited a city in a while. So we got time for one more city, I've decided, and that'll be the wrap-up of this series, this little mini-series. Again, 6 episodes, I think, is a great little number for showing off what I wanted to show off. I wasn't going to go through the entire game, and just kind of giving my impressions as I go. I really think that was a good decision for me, anyway. I get back to my regular stuff after. So let's take a look at one more. We've got Cinefacta Indecorus by Arg. And let's go take a look. He's far away. Let's go take a look. We got Kanixawama and Arg is... Let's go check out this one right over here. Let's check it out. Last city, and then we'll say goodbye. Woo! Goodbye, everybody. Not yet. Don't go anywhere. I'm not ready. Cinefacta Indecorus. Indecorus. I like it. Reticulating splines. I do wonder what that means. Probably just made up words because at some point, as they say, herding llamas. All right, let's take a look. So in the center, is this the City Hall? Awesome. Very smart. I like that, putting City Hall right in the center. Something I probably should have done. Look at that. That actually looks wicked good. I like it a lot. Is that solar panels up here? Nice. I wonder if... Oh, I hear protesting. There's always protesting going on, isn't there? Again, let's take a look. Just inspire myself ever so slightly. Oh, he's a heavy industrial city with not much commercial at all. Not much commercial at all. Looking good. Was that Big Ben? It is Big Ben. Wow, I was right. So it looks good. I like it. I like it. I'm curious why people are protesting for the most part. He's buying power, but looks like abandoned building, abandoned building. At this point, I feel like with a city like this, the only thing you have left to do is go make another city, and I think that's the problem. At this point, there's not much to do other than make another city, and that's my biggest complaint. Again, the cities aren't big enough. You run out of things to do very, very quickly. 5 hours, and I'm pretty much done with my city, except for watching it grow. I can imagine it's very similar time frames for them. Is not worth what this game is offering. This game could offer so much more, but its depth is hampered by its restrictions, and that is my biggest complaint. The depth of this game, and there's a lot of it, is completely hampered by the way it restricts the player in the zones, in multiplayer, etc., etc. It could be so much more. But unfortunately, it is not any more than the sum of its parts. And that is what we're looking at. A very disappointing, but still fun. It is a fun game, but a disappointing SimCity. And that's all I have to say. So guys, thank you so much for swinging by. Look forward to some exciting new stuff on the horizon. I'm very much at work on many new ideas many times. I am going to PAX this weekend, starting on Friday and Saturday. I will not be there on Sunday. I'll be making an announcement video very shortly about that. I hope I get to see you guys there. And until then, I'll see you guys next time. Thank you so much for swinging by.